Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Josie's Point of View, where we focus on human interest stories from the Carolinas and beyond. Today it's Wednesday and it's January the 26th, 2022. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, I'd like to extend to you a warm welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you're a return viewer, by all means, thank you for coming back. You know, I always say the tide changes so frequently here on these YouTube streets. So you always have to acknowledge where your support comes from. And I want you to know I sincerely thank you for your support. Feel free to like and to share this video. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. We're stepping outside of the Carolinas today in this video, and it comes from Frankfort, Kentucky. Take a look at the headline. And it reads, man convicted of sexual assault ordered to join the army or go to jail. I'll provide you with a summary here, and as always, I'll place links to a few of the full articles in the description box. This is one story that has left me feeling some kind of way, and not in a good way either. You know, sometimes you read about a new story and it makes you question the legal system. This is one of those. And it has to do with this man. He is Brandon Scott Price, age 28, and his most recent job was as a prison guard at the Franklin County Regional Jail in Langford, Kentucky. And at some point in his life, he served in the military. It was not disclosed when that was, but nonetheless, he is a veteran. And it appears that after leaving the military, he got a job as a guard in a county jail in Kentucky. But the reason why we're talking about him today is because of a recent sexual assault conviction and the stipulations surrounding the sentence he was given by the judge. And this is what we know about this case. Back in 2019, Price was working as a prison officer at the Franklin County Regional Jail. And this is based on a lawsuit that was filed by an inmate that she was sexually assaulted by Price. On January 18 of 2019, Price was checking the inmate's blood pressure and found it elevated, prompting an order for someone to take the woman to the local emergency room. And I guess there were standing operating orders that since what they were doing for this woman to control her blood pressure was not working, it was still high, the next step was for someone to transport her to the emergency room for further treatment. It did not say Price had to do it. It just said someone had to do it. But Price was nearing the end of his shift, and he volunteered to transport the inmate to the hospital, the lawsuit states. But this was against the jail policy, because a prison guard is not supposed to transport a female inmate alone, and that's exactly what he did. So he took this woman to the emergency room. He took her by himself. And while he was in the hospital, he allegedly kept making sexually charged comments to her about his ability to sway parole board's decisions in her favor. And he probably was setting the stage for what was about to happen, because allegedly he kept talking to her about who he knew on the parole board and that he would be able to influence their decision so she can get out of jail earlier. And on the way back from the hospital, he pulled the van over, talked to her again about what he can do if she performed the oral thing on him, and I'm assuming that's what she did. But the report says he then sexually assaulted the woman while she was still shackled in the back of the van. The report says the inmate did not consent to the sex, and by law she really couldn't do so because she was a prisoner. And when Price was interviewed about the allegations, he informed his superiors he did not order the female to do the oral thing on him, but he did admit to making a stupid mistake by allowing the inmate to touch him inappropriately. But he denied any wrongdoing. So I'm just wondering, if that's the case, if he did nothing wrong, how did he get from the front of the van that he was driving to where the woman was shackled in the back of the van on the road and letting her touch him, which is what he admitted? How was he so close to the inmate that she was touching him? And I'm just asking him, but yet he was not doing anything wrong. But obviously the leadership at the jail did not believe him, because he was arrested 1 week later. So Price was arrested over the incident and was initially charged with felony third-degree sodomy, but the charges were later reduced to a misdemeanor second-degree sexual assault, and he posted a $10,000 bond. Imagine that, $10,000. So I guess he paid 10% or $1,000, and he was out of jail. He was allowed to go home. Now, I am assuming this lawsuit was settled because there was some reference to money, but nonetheless, last month, which was in January, and I believe it was around the middle of January, Price was convicted on that sexual assault charge, and the judge presiding over the case, his name is Judge Thomas Wingate. Well, the judge gave that sexual offender what I considered to be an unbelievable alternative. The judge first reprimanded him for what he had done. He told him he had made a terrible mistake that had cost the county money. He then gave Price the alternative of either serving a 12-month jail time that will be prorated for 2 years and ordered him to enlist in the Army within 30 days. So that meant if he went into the military and did not violate the terms of his probation for 2 years, he would be good to go. But if he did not enlist at the 30-day mark, he needed to report to the Franklin County Jail to serve his time. And the news source indicated that Price's lawyers verified he had previously served in the Army, so he was a veteran, and that he had begun the process of re-enlisting, but the lawyers would not speculate which branch of the service he was considering. They made it seem as if he had options. And what do I think about all this? Well, as a woman who has served, I find it insulting that a convicted sex offender would be told as part of your punishment, I'll waive your jail time if you go in the military. I just think that's not only shocking, but it's offensive. The judge remarks that the sentence did not address any sense of feeling of compassion for the victim, that woman who was sexually assaulted while she was shackled in the back of that prison van. It does not matter if she was an inmate. She was a woman, and she was a darn victim. It appears to me he was more concerned about protecting the interests of the person doing the crime, the sexual offender, instead of supporting that woman, the victim, the inmate. For the judge to say the county had lost a lot of money because of what the sexual offender did, he was more concerned with the money the jail had to put out, and I think that's just shameful. You know, the military is already struggling as it tries to get a handle on sexual assaults. You want to add another known sexual offender to the ranks. And what makes you think he won't do it again? Then again, he could have been dishonorably discharged. We know he's a veteran. We know he was part of the military in the past. We don't know his status, but he could have been dishonorably discharged. What makes a judge think he can dictate that the military have to take that person back? For me, it's a poor decision. No judge should be able to arbitrarily tell someone convicted of a crime, I order you to join the military, and that sexual offense that you just convicted of, I'll throw it out. The military does not need rejects. The military does not need any more predators. We've got enough. We've got enough. I hope military leaders are paying attention to these types of verdicts, because it certainly does not, and hear me say, it does not serve to protect men and women from sexual predators. I hope this man serves his 2 years in jail and hopefully gets some form of rehabilitation, because sending him to the military and wavering or covering up this conviction, which is definitely what's going to happen, that's not what the military needs, and we deserve better. And that's all I have for you right now. Feel free to leave me a comment below and let me know what you think about this video. And by all means, feel free to like and to share it. And if you haven't done so already, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel by clicking on that red subscribe button. It's at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. And if you click on this notification bell right here, you'll be the first to know whenever a new video is uploaded. I thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.